let me go on to location-based services. Everybody assumed that when Enhanced 911 was mandated by the FCC, and that says when I dial 911 from my cell phone, a message has to go out to the public safety answering point with my location. So it has to take the longitude and latitude coordinates and convert them and print them out on a screen that can be read, and it has to be done within a certain distance of accuracy. Now, everybody had to put that in, and it was implemented in various different ways, but everybody is now pretty compliant with it. The issue is that that technology is not the same technology that allows us to do ongoing location-based services. Surprise, surprise. E911 is set up to take a single fix for a single phone call from a single person and display it at an emergency operations center. Location-based services is about taking thousands of users and working with their locations and using their locations for other things. So it takes a different set of technologies, and this is how E911 is done. It's either done with GPS or it's done with TDOA, time difference of arrival. But it doesn't matter because neither one of those are not well suited for location-based services. But LBS makes use of GPS receivers in the network and or the phone, assisted GPS, and can provide multiple location fixes per phone, but it's different software. Now, the leader in location-based services, not surprisingly, was Nextel, because Nextel had a bunch of blue-collar fleet people who liked their push-to-talk service. So they began offering GPS and TDOA fleet services across their network a number of years ago. A lot of applications for vertical markets, tracking trucks, pickup and delivery, less than load, all of that kind of thing. And then the CDMA operators, when they installed CDMA, they found out they have an advantage over the GSM carriers. The advantage is that CDMA requires a GPS receiver at every cell site. They use it for timing for handoffs. Now you have a GPS receiver in every CDMA phone, and you have a GPS receiver at every cell site, so you get pretty quick access, and you get a lot of advantages when you're doing location-based services. If you look at what's happening in the GSM community today, and this BlackBerry is on a GSM network, but it has a GPS receiver in it, because the GSM network operators understand that in order to be in the location-based service business, they have to have GPS receivers in their network and in their handsets. So they are adding GPS to a lot of their devices. AT&T's BlackBerry, which is the 8800 I just showed you, and they're going to have more and more devices. First consumer applications, turn by turn, and there are a couple of them. The ones that you hear the most about are telenav and networks in motion. Networks in motion drives the Verizon Navigator, which is pretty good. I don't know if any of you have tried using it, but I have a nav system in my car, and I have used the Verizon Navigator and the nav system in my car, and they track very well. It's pretty good. And not only that, but you can pay by the month or you can pay by the use. And when you figure out if you rent a car from Hertz and you buy a Neverlost, it's $8 a day. You know, maybe it's worth $2.95 or $3.95 to use VZ Navigator while you're out of town. So we have lots of standalone applications, Friend Finder, Children Finder, we have Dog Finders. We have lots of business applications for tracking people, for tracking police officers so you can find out when all 5 of them are at the Winchell's Donut Shop, you know. We have all of this thing, and yet location-based services have not really taken off. And there is a huge opportunity here, as far as I'm concerned. And that opportunity is not only for standalone applications, but it's for applications that get applied to existing applications that are already there. Take a game and add presence or location to it. Okay? Pick an application. Take an application where you have a list of things to do and it figures out where you have to go and what stores you have to go to. You can embed location in a lot of applications and make the application better. Salesforce.com might include, for example, somebody who's driving to visit a client, turn-by-turn directions. One application being developed will use location and the internet to identify businesses in a business park. If a salesperson has some extra time, they'll be able to say, here's where I am, give me a list of all the businesses in a 2-block area. Oh, here's one maybe I'll go call on and make a sale. So ideas for consumers, and this is just a part of list. Locating a group of friends, we talked about that. Determining the Starbucks closest to all and providing turn-by-turn directions. Automatic discount coupons for places you're passing. This marries location-based services with advertising. You know, you go past the Starbucks and your phone might say, hey, come on in. You know, it's very interesting to me that some of the applications we talk about today are things that have already been done. When I was a consultant, you remember a company called Metrocom that did a product called Ricochet, which was pre-Wi-Fi, and it was going to be broadband in all the cities? Well, before it was broadband in all the cities, it was broadband on college campuses. And by broadband, I mean we were operating at a great speed, 128 kilobits per second. It was lightning fast. But you know what we did is Metrocom installed it on a college campus, and then they went to the pizza parlors and the beer joints around the campus, and they said, we will sell you a terminal so you can access all the college students. So when you have a slow night, you send out a coupon for 10 cents off on your pizza or 10% off on your pizza or a free pitcher of beer when you buy something else. And it worked, and it worked great, because if they had a slow Tuesday night, they just sent out a coupon and the kids came over. You know, that kind of thing really works. I have dating and match applications here by recognizing location and how close you are to each other, and almost any application that can benefit from location information.